All three Prussian cavalry regiments made their charge rolls, even with modifications for MFP loss and some losses. And the French cavalry didn't do too well. All three of their regiments in the front went into morale disorder because the French army officially now is over its MFP level, so they went down on this final turn of the game. Final French turn movement is done. Time to do the shock phase. This is turn 10. End of the French first half of the turn. As you can see, there's lots of infantry columns going down in the middle by the road junction there. And the cavalry charges need to be done now because they're Prussian charges. And this is the French half of the turn. Remember, in our game, shock combat is usually done in the other player's half of the turn after they've had an opportunity to move. Well, this ends the French half of the 10th turn. As you can see, the Prussian cavalry was reasonably victorious. Down here they lost and scooted away, but the Landwehr cavalry regiment caught the dragoon regiment in the flank, and then suffered bombardment but didn't take any losses. The light cavalry totally overthrew and routed away the disrupted dragoons, which are fleeing over here, and they disordered another unit and took off. And over here the infantry fight is coming up as the French columns are coming home and crashing on the Prussian infantry after they've had their movement phase. End of first half of turn 10. Well, pretty much the last of the Prussian line was finally broken by the French assaults, but they took some losses going in, a couple of miniatures. The Westphalian Landwehr did see off one of the French columns quite handily. And this would go on to the 11th turn, which of course is the post-operative turn. Can the French ride two complete cavalry divisions off the board? And there's no way they can do that. So let's look at the victory conditions and make a determination who actually won this fight. So the end of the 10th turn. And of course we got to get the obligatory Napoleon shot here from what he sees way in the distance. Well, the final verdict, this is a draw result. The French are not going to be able to exit any of their cavalry off the board, i.e. the two complete cavalry divisions, so automatically nullifies them from a major or a minor victory. So the next one up is a draw result, which is basically what it is. They've effectively pushed the 2nd Brigade beyond the woods. There's only really one battalion left in the woods here, isolated, and they've caused at least 40% losses. So it's going to be a draw result. For the Prussians to get a minor victory, they would have had to control units in the woods and not be at 40%. So it's a draw result, folks, for the Battle of Gilly, June 1815. Basically the historical result. The Prussian 2nd Brigade, after being roughly handled, was forced back and was saved by the Prussian Reserve Cavalry Division of the 1st Corps at nightfall. Casualty summary for the French side: the 9th French Dragoon Division was at 20% losses. The 4th Light Cavalry Division is at 20% losses. And the 11th Infantry Division is at 20% losses. For the Prussian side, their infantry 2nd Brigade is at 40, approaching 60% losses. And their just arriving Prussian Reserve Cavalry of 1st Corps is at 20% losses. Overall, a fairly hard-fought battle. If there's any questions, you can always see the Wargamerabbit blog page at wargamerabbit.wordpress.com, or Google it and you'll find me at the same time. All the information and the scenario notes for this battle are posted on the same blog site under the battle name of Gilly.